It's time for another axe video. I pulled out this axe here to work on. Bought it off eBay. I think it was less than $20 shipped. You could see it's had some pitting, rusted in the past, but it's still got a nice full bit. This is an American Axe and Tool Company axe. The design here, this way that this ridge comes out and then sweeps up and down here. This is their design. American Axe and Tool, spelled AX, was a cartel put together early in the 20th century, maybe late 19th, I don't know, but it fell apart 1920s, and so this axe is probably from before then, but I don't know. Some of their logos and designs lasted longer, depending on which company they went with. But this one I think is pre-1921, but it's not very common. It's had some mushrooming here, but that's really unimportant. I'm going to leave that as is. But like I said, it has a nice full bit. It has been ground a little bit here, so we're going to clean that up and haft this on this handle here. This is just one from the local hardware. It's a link handle. Link handle here from Seymour Manufacturing. Genuine hickory. Okay, I have it locked in a vise. I've got it wrapped in an old glove here in the vise. You should always wrap your axe, otherwise the vise will make marks in the soft iron back here, the softer steel. This is softer here than it is on the bit, so always wrap your axe, lock it down. I'm going to take this 14-inch mill bastard file and just work on the edge here right now and take off these ridges here on both sides from the old grinding marks, make this all even. I'm also going to do something else, which we'll see if it works out. But we're going to work on this with a file for a while, and before we start to haft it. Okay, you see I've used the file. I've masked this all off here with masking tape, and I want to make this all shiny. But the pits are fairly deep, so it's not all going to come out, which is okay. I got within a ½ inch of the edge, the pits are gone. Okay, I got, you can see what I've got going here. Got it shined up all on the higher areas of this axe on both sides. I'm not going to be able to get all this pitting out. I could with a lot of filing, but I just don't want to remove that much metal. The pitting's gone from within quarter to ½ inch of the edge, which is what I want. Got one chip here still in the bit, and a little bit more work to do, but this is about how it's going to look. I think I'm going to buff it though too. Okay, I've got a buffing wheel on my grinder here. Next, of course, always use safety glasses when you're using this kind of equipment. I've got it sharpened fairly good with the stone, but now I want to buff it and make it shinier. So I'm going to use the grinder here with the buffing wheel on this side. First, I'm going to use black, and then red of this Tripoli compound. It's kind of cold in the shop today, winter time. So I'm just going to go over this and do this, try to get all those scratches out from the stone. You can see the concept here with I'm leaving all the patina under the bevels, and just the high parts have been buffed and polished. You can see that it's polished on the high parts and not on the bevel, or on the inside of the bevels here. It's all masked off. Still a lot of pitting, but you know, I knew that would be there. That's okay. It's too hard to get all that pitting out without getting too much metal removed. I'm going to start out using the Stanley Sureform plane just to slim down the handle. I removed the labels and started on it a little bit. I don't want to narrow this down here at the swell or this up here at the shoulder yet. I just want to slim the handle down. This is a boy's axe. It doesn't need to be this thick. So this is it's just a cheap tool you can get at any hardware store. And I just do this for a while. I don't have a lot of power tools. It's mostly handwork for me. It's more of a hobby. So I'm going to do this for a while until it's slim enough, and then I'll switch to the sander. Okay, I got it thinned down quite a bit. Let's see how much wood I took off, but it's thin now. I'm going to switch to the palm sander with the 60 grit. It only took about 15 minutes to get it down to where it feels a lot better, a lot more matched to the axe. It doesn't really need to be that thick, especially right from here up. You want it wide here and up on the shoulder until you get it fitted. But right in here, it doesn't need to be that wide. So we're going to use the palm sander now and start fitting the head. Here's a shot of it buffed up. Hopefully it'll focus here. The sun came out. Yeah, be sure to use a mask as well as the glasses, and earplugs are a good idea too when you're using power equipment. Okay, I'm ready to seat this now. I got it sanded down so the axe head fits. I rubbed some boiled linseed oil on it, and well, it just slides right on right now. Now I'm going to see how it fits here. It hits about a third. I'd like it a little bit lower so it hits more in the middle. But part of that is there's not much of a swell on this link handle here. They just don't put much of a swell anymore on those. So I think it's going to be okay. It looks fairly straight. I've got a walnut wedge I'm going to use. I've got it full of linseed oil on the surface. It's important that you carve a 90-degree angle right here on the bottom. Make sure it's 90 degrees there so it hits flush on the bottom. It might not hit the bottom of the wedge, that's okay. I made it as long as the eye, but it's by the time I trimmed it, it was a little bit short. I also carved an angle for the front, which is there. Okay, I got it started. but I don't want to seat it yet. I believe that's good enough. You can see how it fits. Starts to peel back the handle where it's tight. Okay, now I can drive the wedge in. Okay, it's wider. It's in there pretty good. So next I'm going to trim it off and sand off the top a little bit. I think I'm going to leave an edge here. I've got it done. You could see how the wedge came out, a walnut wedge. I smoothed it down to 400 grit sandpaper on the top there, and you can see the heartwood and the sapwood all the way through the handle. Very little run out, straight all the way down. I also polished the knob on this one, except where I circumcised the staples. You can still see the holes there, but I like it smooth on the bottom. You know, when you're out in the woods and you're taking a break, sitting down on a log, I like to just look into the grain of the handle while I'm resting. Just something I do. But came out nice. There's a little chip in the blade there, that'll work itself out. I slimmed it down right in the middle here. I kept it sort of thick right here because my hand fits perfectly around it. There's not much of a swell on these Seymour Link handles, so of course I left it as wide as I could. I did not sand down here at all or take any diameter off. I sanded the whole handle at 60 grit. I like it at 60 grit. Keeps it smooth but not too smooth. Handles fitted pretty well all around. I'll probably sell this for maybe $2,000. I would if I could get it, but I might come down in price later. But right now I want to keep this in my axe inventory. I just like how it come out. Anyway, thanks for watching.